Okay, I am live right now. All right, hello everyone. I have gone through some incredible learning. I'm using OBS. I finally got into the OBS bandwagon, and I'm now using it. So let me know. Leave a comment if you can hear me. Okay, I have a nice microphone, and my piano's connected, and it sounds really pretty, I think. um, and so very happy to be here. Welcome. Thank you for coming 2 hours early today. The I have a gig at 2, so I need to leave at 12:30, so I wouldn't be able to be here at 1:15. But I didn't want to miss my live stream. Trying to keep this weekly, trying to keep it consistent. So thank you for being here. First, I want to just dive into a few of the questions that people have asked. So here we go. And let's see. So I've asked on a couple of posts. So this might take a second. Thanks for bearing with me. If you're watching, please leave a comment on something awesome about your week, or maybe something not so awesome. I'm here for you. Let's hear about it while I pull up this thing, or if you have any questions for me that you haven't had a chance to ask earlier, songwriting question. Our theme today is redefining yourself through songwriting, but the question can be anything about songwriting. The first question that I have from Facebook is, how long did you work on the new music clip? Okay, good. This will give me a chance to talk about Hero Side. Thank you, by the way. Your support has been wonderful. I've gotten such a great response for the music video. I put a lot of love into it, and so did everyone who helped me with it. So thank you. Hero Side was, how long did you work on the new music video? I mean, yeah, a long time. Well, I mean, in terms of the recording the song, that's one thing. And then planning the music video took a lot of different work because, as you know, it started with the fact that my music producer, who was also going to be my videographer for this song, sort of ghosted me, and so I had to find. Sorry, I just gave Natalie a look because she's in here with me, and I told her she had to be very quiet, and now she started talking. You were talking. You want to come and say hi, though? Okay, come and say hi, but then you have to be very quiet.
Hi.
This is Natalie. She is 6, and she is a superhero. She's awesome. But I said, no, this is really, really hard to be quiet for. But she wanted to stay, so I can't say no. Okay, now you have to go sit because you're distracting me in the camera. Anyway, so yeah, so my video, so I had to find a new videographer, new producer. So the new videographer, his name is Jeffrey Perkins, and he is, I just found him on Instagram, and so I was but I had him planned since extremely since early on, but because then I started to get depression and all of that, so I wasn't even able to think about the video, or I just felt really overwhelmed by it, and so I didn't work on it until October. And so yeah, but I was trying to plan it in my mind for months before that, and again, I just felt like I was overwhelmed, and even when I wasn't feeling depressed anymore, I really needed some help. So I called Emma G, who is a good friend of mine and musician, and asked her, she's done music videos before. She says that she does storyboards professionally, and so I asked her to come and help me, come via everything virtually, help me with plan the video script. So she helped me plan that out, but in the end, it ended up, we had to change a few things. but it still ended up working out well, and pretty much what Emma's script was. And so but it was, it wasn't like she came up with it herself. We all worked together to plan it. So, but still, she was the one who made it like legible and understandable, so that when we went into the video shoot, it only took us 3 hours for the entire shoot, because we knew exactly what we wanted, we knew what we were going to do and all that. So that's really awesome. Definitely great. So Natalie, you're going to have to go because you are still making noise. Oh, so you do know how to be quiet over there. All right. Giving her a hard time today because I warned her. I said it's going to be hard. All right. So songwriting questions. Okay, so that was the first songwriting question. Comment if you have any other questions. The next question is, how many times will you edit a song before you decide it's done? So that's a really good question, because sometimes it'll take me a really long time, like processing the song, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to change like the to or something. A lot of times I do that. So basically when it's recorded is when I decide that it's done. But sometimes I just have like a gut feeling and I just know that it's done. So I mean, how many times will you edit it? I don't know if I've paid attention to the number of times, but I've paid attention to a point, where you're just like satisfied with it. I don't know. I kind of go with my gut on it. So that's a really good question, though. And also, I learned from a songwriter that you don't want to edit something too much. I mean, like little things here and there, but or like if you do want to make a big edit, I think like I usually do that while it's still, where I've decided that it's still not ready. Because I've tried taking a song and going back and like reworking it when it was already done. And I learned that, or someone had given me the advice, like, not to mess with it too much. And I think that's good advice, because, like, in that case, it was like, it was still hard. It was even hard to remember because I had messed with it so much. And so, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to kind of be, happy with it and move on. Or, I don't know. I'm very open-minded about about songwriting process. So, like, if you want to go back at it and try to make a new version, but like I said, I heard that advice once and that stuck with me, to just leave it alone and just go to the next song when but in my case, like, another question that someone asked was, how do you overcome writer's block? And a lot of people have been saying, how do you fight it? How do you fight writer's block? How do you smash through the block? I kind of don't. I mean, if I'm hitting a writer's block, it will definitely sit in my mind and just kind of play on repeat, which is annoying. It's like having a song in your head and you're missing some of the words. That's kind of what it's like to have writer's block. It's really annoying. But I usually don't fight it. I usually just take a look at, okay, my brain's tired of having you in my head. I'm going to put another song in my head. Like, I'm just going to move on to another song and maybe come back to it, maybe not. That's sort of, when people ask me that question, that's sort of what I ask. And it's hard because right now, like, for example, I've been invited to do a collaboration and I'm having writer's block with this collaboration. And I'm like, oh, darn, I'm used to writing for myself where there's no accountability. And now it's like, except for myself, and I am hard on myself, so that is pretty hard, but now there's someone else like wanting me to write with them. And so see you later, Natalie. Close the door though. That's it. Thanks, baby. Yeah, she finally agreed with me that it was too boring to hang out in here. So a lot of you guys who know Natalie, by the way, know that I don't know, she's just a real character, and that she's been in my live streams. In fact, one time, so this is like a behind the scenes sort of story. One time, I was very, very serious, and like as you can see, I can be. So like I was very serious and doing a live stream for my Kickstarter. and I had people watching, and like just so many things going on. And Natalie, who was not even 2 at the time, was just running wild. And I was like so embarrassed, you know. She actually even at one point like went up to the camera and like started making faces, and like my family that was watching was like dying. They thought it was like hilarious and should be on Ellen or something crazy, because it was so it's hilarious. So like now I'm like, you know, when something, but I was even more embarrassed later, like by how serious I was at the time, like just completely just shutting it out because I didn't know how to handle it. Um, so, so now like I try to just take things lightly. But I am serious with her because I want her to learn. Like I learned from a young age, you know, to sit through concerts and to do things like that. Maybe not as, I don't know if I was as young as Natalie. I must have been, because my mom was a classical musician. You know, classical music, geez, that's really intense. Like, you know, don't clap in the middle of movements and things like that, or you know, and staying still and things like that. I mean, it can be really difficult. But I think it is important to learn how to listen, or to respectfully leave the room. But she's good. She was even at my recording session with me last week, and that went really well. So she's awesome. So yeah, I think that answered all of the questions that are on here. I'm just going to double check one more time that I've got all the questions, and then I'll go into today's topic and perform for you guys. Actually, I'll probably perform first because I've been talking for a minute. Like, I don't want to be talking too much all together. So, because you're here to hear music as well. Are you nitpicky when it comes to little details? Yes. Yes, I am. I am, and like I said, you know, I'll even go and change like words like and the and things like that. I mean, with lyrics, I am very picky. Sometimes I try not to be. I learned that from Sia. She's an incredible pop artist, and she's very she's kind of, I don't know, I feel like she's really casual with her lyrics. Like, it's okay if she repeats words and stuff. So I sort of learned to like relax a little bit. It's like, oh, it's okay. If this isn't a perfect rhyme or things like that. So, you know, because sometimes like that sort of imperfection can surprise people and sort of get more into the emotion of the song. So that's pretty cool. And someone also left a joke. How much money do you make every year from streaming? Ha ha ha, we know it's impossible. So, and my response was like a gif, like laugh, cry. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a very open-minded person. So I'm trying to reframe my mind. Again, that's going to lead perfectly into our topic for today, saying like, hey, it's not impossible, but for me, it's currently not happening. Because it's very, very tricky. You know, you make like fractions of a cent per stream. So, but you know, if there are 1 billion streams, then those fractions of cents, they're going to add up. So I keep things positive, keep things open. But right now, I'm going to get into some music for you guys. So this is Lifetime Every Day, the song that inspired this topic. So I hope you guys enjoy. Just making sure it's going into my headphones. Again, I'm very, very proud of myself for having OBS working right now. Please let me know if you can hear me or if you can't. That would be important too. Thank you. Lifetime Every Day, one of my favorites. And I'm falling to pieces over here. I didn't know I could grow with a star. You've seen me gasping out for air, running from failure and bumping into walls. I'm tired of all the things I hear telling me to disappear. I'm taking all my chances, no regrets or backward glances. I'm questioning the answers, but I've got a whole new lifetime And you see my whole face changing. There's no more blaming. I'm owning each part of my soul. And with each piece I'm picking up, I'll build a better heart that beats a new lifetime every day. You know me enough to know that there's no smoke or mirrors, my magic's real. And each time I'm lurking in the shadows, I'm recharging every ounce of will. Sometimes I'm tired of my own strength, but something out there calls my name. I'm taking all my chances, no regrets or backward glances. Inside I have my answers, 'cause I've got a whole new lifetime, a whole new story, and you're here to see it all unfold. And you see my whole face changing. There's no more blaming. I'm taking back all my control. 'Cause with each piece I'm picking up, or build a better heart that beats a new lifetime every day. And I never mean to step on anybody's toes. I'm just trying to make it through, gotta be strong. And I never mean to fall down on my face so much, but I can promise you each time I'm getting up. And every breath I take is a new choice that I make. And I'm not afraid to break, because with each piece I'll pick it up and build a better heart that beats a new lifetime every day. That is Lifetime Every Day. Thank you so much for listening. I am now putting my hair back because I've noticed it's getting in my face. So okay, let me know what your thoughts are, because I'm having this was the cut in my picture in March, and I haven't cut it since, and I'm finally ready, hopefully before the hopefully before things shut down again, if they do. I'm staying optimistic. I mean, whether things shut down or not, I think that music is still going to be important, hopefully. And there's a lot of ways that people are sticking to the guidelines. For example, I have a gig in Maryland. Even though they've limited their gatherings, it's still going to be socially distant, and they are keeping things open so people can come in and out, so that they are not going over the 10-person limit for indoor events. So I'm staying optimistic, but I'm just wondering what to do with my hair. If I should let it grow for pregnant me, or if I should cut it short, also for pregnant me. But having it in a ponytail is really really convenient. It doesn't look as cool, but it's really comfortable. So anyway, the story behind Lifetime Every Day is really special. I wrote this song at the same time that I wrote It's My Thing and Take Off. Well, around that same time. I guess Lifetime Every Day was a few months later. But it was during a time that I was rediscovering myself. Now, like I said, today's theme is redefine yourself through music. But really, like what I wanted to say was that in order to redefine yourself, first we have to get to know ourselves. And so I spent that year really getting to know myself, learning how to embrace my personality, learning how to embrace the things that I considered weaknesses, whether they are or not, but learning to embrace them and saying, oh, that's, it's okay. There's something beautiful about that. And so and then I was also doing a lot of healing. Like a lot of you guys know that I'm a big fan of Carol Tuttle, and so that was the year I discovered her work. And it's interesting because it's not like a medical like therapy or anything like that. And I had therapy before I found her, but it was very therapeutic to do some of the work and some of the things that she was saying that kind of really hit home. And she's kind of like an influencer / I don't know, she calls herself like an energy healing person. But for me, it's like, it was just things that she was saying, I'm like, oh, that's really true. Or like, that's a different way to look at it and look at things. And that perspective really, really hit home for me. And so I did a lot of learning, and reading and just, talking to myself. Like one of the things that she did was like a journal exercise where you write to yourself, where you really get to like know yourself and understand things about you, and also understand like a lot of the things that might cause like triggers in our life, like things that really upset us, what's causing that. Maybe it was likely something from your childhood that you didn't even realize was bothering you until you kind of make that discovery. So I had a lot of moments like that in end of 2018 and in 2019, which was really good preparation for this year. I totally recommend it, but I also like say it's not medical treatment or professional, licensed therapy, but I think it's a really great tool to help. I mean, in my case, I had therapy first, and so I was ready to sort of add to it and supplement it. And now I'm back at therapy again, but what I've learned is still supplementing and helping. It's been very good. So when I wrote Lifetime Every Day, I was sort of in the middle of healing and trying to learn even more about myself, trying to keep figuring things out and make some big decisions. And one of the decisions that was on my mind all of last year, actually for the past like 5 years, was whether we should have more kids, because as I said in the first episode, it was just really daunting. And you guys know I love being a mom and all of that. It's just starting all over with another baby just sounded like I didn't know if we could handle that. So I had a lot of prayer and a lot of reflection and also trying to figure out where my career was going. And that's why I wrote It's My Thing, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna do whatever I want and just get my way. It's very sassy. And in this song, it's a little bit of both. It's kind of like saying, I'm falling to pieces, I'm being vulnerable, like I'm not gonna hide from the fact that I'm scared. I'm not gonna hide from the fact that I failed and I've fallen to pieces, but at the same time, like every day is a new chance, and I don't have to live the old story anymore. I'm writing a new story. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like, now how can you guys do that, right? So I guess a couple of points. I was hoping like that I would get more questions, but I haven't gotten any so far, or comments about this, because I wanted to delve into it with you, but that's okay. I had some thoughts in my mind of some ideas on that. In the case of this song, I guess I have to go back, because using songwriting to redefine yourself, like I said, it's sort of in the case of It's My Thing, which is, I'm going to play next before we go. But It's My Thing was very, very much, you know, recognizing like that it's okay to fail, and it's okay if people, whatever people think about you. And then, and like in Takeoff, which I wrote even before It's My Thing, was about like just sort of like embracing the positive about yourself, and noticing, like in my case, I've noticed that oh hey SNRG, can you please break down your step-by-step process when writing a song from inspiration to execution? Well, gosh, there's a lot there. From in terms of let me get to that in like 1 second. I just wanted to finish my thought. So then this was sort of saying like, okay, every day, Lifetime Every Day was saying, okay, every day is a new day. The failures are part of it. The good things about you are part of it. And, you know, you can take whatever you want, but just like, or, you know, but you can also leave old stories behind and just create a new story. So that's what Lifetime Every Day is about. It's a great question that you have. Break down your step-by-step process when writing a song from inspiration to execution. SNRG, by the way, if you guys are watching and you're artists, contact them. They're hosting live shows, and I'm planning to do one with them very soon. So yeah, they record your concert. Please like share more about yourself in the comments. Drop your website so that people can find you. I'm all about shouting out other entrepreneurs and music industry people. So, but yeah, definitely check them out. They're very nice to work with. So, okay, from inspiration to execution. So, last week I mentioned a little bit about inspiration. Inspiration can sort of strike you anywhere. So, I mean, there's not a step of how to get inspiration, because in my case, it's just like I'll be just going throughout my day, and then all of a sudden, boom, like a song idea will hit me. And then if I want to explore that idea, I come down here. This is my basement. So I come down and I work with my piano, and I try to find chords that are fitting for the mood of whatever that line or song or idea is. And that's why my piano is very rhythmic, and it has a lot of patterns in it, because I'm just sort of setting the mood to what I'm going to sing, and then I just sort of start elaborating on that idea with words, and sometimes with melody too. Like I try to find a melody that kind of echoes the sentiment, but usually I've explained this before too, a long time ago, this before I was on YouTube. So, but I keep my melody really like kind of low and sort of together, the note wise, and then I keep my chorus big and open. And you could hear that at Lifetime Every Day as well. I kept everything kind of real small and vulnerable, because the verse is usually when I try to like explain things, and I want people to focus on the lyrics. And then I keep the lyrics a little bit more spaced out, so they can be powerful and people can still hear them, but there's a lot less detail going on, and people can and it can be a bigger, more dramatic melody. And then and sometimes I also try to, when I'm writing, add something different that I haven't done before, or something that's inspired me by someone. For example, in Lifetime Every Day, I wrote it sort of like a musical. That sort of just kind of came out though. I really let the song tell me what style it wants to be in, because I just recognize that I have my own style, and there's enough similarities between all of my songs that it's okay if there's something different. Again, Lifetime Every Day. Every day is different. Every day can be a new life and have a new moment. So I hope that answered your question. If you want me to expand on that a little bit more, I would love you to ask on that. That's a great question. Thank you so much. Again, please leave your information in the comments so that people can find you. Of course, you can just go to their channel, obviously, and find them as well. But yeah, please feel free to comment that. I'm going to play It's My Thing now, and then maybe get into a little more detail of what I'm talking about, redefining yourself. But leave some questions if you have them, if you want to get into any specifics of that, or how are you feeling right now? What's something that you feel like you or think that you need to redefine about yourself? You know, in some ways, you might find that that might be something that's actually your strength. You know, in my case, with what helped me write Hero Side was like recognizing that my vulnerability was my strength. When I really, I don't know if I thought of it as a weakness, but sometimes I do. I mean, in the case of like Emma, who inspired me to write that that song, and you know, because she made me sit and like really dig into myself, and she helped me see that my vulnerability was my superpower, because I didn't even understand how much of a unique thing that is. Because not everyone is vulnerable in their music. That's just me, but some people are, and some people, and you can bring it out in a different way just depending on what your style is. The vulnerability can be really important. So like that's what I'm saying. Like some things that might be your weakness could end up being your strength. It might not be vulnerability. I mean, vulnerability is a pretty broad term. Your vulnerability could be in a different way than mine, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, good. Another question. Do you always formulate the chorus first? No. Nope, I don't. I write a verse first a lot. It just really depends. We definitely agree that writing can be therapeutic. That's the beauty of it. That's what I wanted to discuss. It's like when you're, like I said, if you're in a situation where you want to be a better version of yourself, and you want to grow, and you want to see yourself in a different place, therapy is really good for that. And writing music can be really can be a therapy, and can be a way of figuring yourself out, because in the case of Lifetime Every Day, I was like just going through different emotions, like I'm falling to pieces, I'm vulnerable, so I'm falling to pieces, I'm feeling vulnerable, and then I'm telling myself throughout the song, because I know inside that I'm strong, I know that I have potential, but getting that out of me through a song is helping me see it, and then I have the words to like inspire myself and encourage myself. So that's, and so like, and so when I'm writing and feeling vulnerable, and then just answering a question to myself and saying, well, hey, I'm bumping into walls and all that, but hey, not every day's a new day. You can have a whole lifetime in one day, because that's how different each day can be. And then I thought like, oh, that's great. And then, you're here to see it unfold is sort of my way of almost being sassy again, because it's like, if I do think a lot about what people think of me, and like wondering what they're thinking, or like if every day is different, am I like weird? But hey, no, this is just an adventure. Come along for the ride. So like those kind of like answers to myself help me like be more confident in living and being the person that I want to be, or in taking those risks, or making those changes and doing different things. All right, so here's It's My Thing. I'm going to turn my monitor up. There, that's better. Fun thing about It's My Thing is that I wrote it in a different voice, which I never do. I always write things with piano, but today you're going to hear it hear this song in a different tone. So that was something fun. There we go. It was making a weird cracking noise. See, it's doing it again. Why is is it doing that? Man. I might have to do a piano version of this if this voice is being weird. Yeah, it's really weird. Oh, this could be interesting. Maybe I could just try to go back. It sounds weird in the wrong key. What inspired the visuals for Hero Side? What visuals? You mean the music video? The idea of being a superhero inspired actually that was Emma's idea to do the sword. I didn't know any sword, and so I just went to my sensei, hey, can you teach me some sword form? And that was her idea, and then I had the idea of like using the bow as a sword. There's like one clip of that in the whole video, but yeah, I didn't want too much. I just wanted kind of like a quick flash to it, and that was perfect. And then with Jiro, you know, the visuals of him and I together and just being superheroes together. Well, that actually was kind of inspired. I was inspired by like all of the anti-racism talks that the Capital Groove Collective was doing. And, you know, we were all like coming like from diverse, different, you know, background situations and everything in the Capital Groove Collective. And coming every single week to broadcast live our discussions are like against racism and trying to find out how we can each be better. And so I worked with Jiro during a lot of that, and I knew that he was an actor, and so that I thought of him and thought of like being hero for each other, even though you're coming from like, even if you're like, well, not even if, especially if you're, you know, you're different races or different backgrounds or like have differences. So that's kind of what inspired me for that. I hope that I said that in a way that made sense, because I mean it's really like it really meant a lot to me, that, and then that sort of visual, and in our case, like and also there's also a huge, you know, the main theme of the song is mental health, you know, being each other's mental health hero, and that was something else that Jiro and I had together, where we were both, you know, fighting depression this year, and in other years. So, you know, we were able to like really understand each other. And so like, and of course I wanted to have something with a superhero theme. And so like us coming together and like being superheroes, and even that like vulnerable moment where we could sort of just stand in front of each other. Again, Emma helped me with that. So, so that was a really great way of just kind of coming together, and while being able to social distance, because that was really important to me as well. And that's why we had the masks, and I was going to wear like, you know, like a superhero, like Zorro type mask. But then when I realized, well, we should just wear regular face masks and look like ninjas, and it really had like an awesome look to it. And also we were keeping each other safe at the same time. So, and promoting that, which, you know, which is cool. So, I hope that answers your question. All right. Oh, it's sort of working again now. So let's give this song a try. It's my thing. Oh, there it goes again. Oh, well, this is going to be extra. Wow. Fine. Yelling at my piano. I'm going to play this on the piano now. See how this goes. Nope. Still crunching. I may or may not be able to get to play today. So my piano's not working. All the things. Okay. Fingers crossed. Nope, it's still doing it. Oh well, I'm gonna have to save this for another time after every week there's some sort of technical difficulties driving me crazy. But that's why I'm doing this, though. I'm so that I can gain more experience. with the technological aspect. Today I've at least mastered OBS, and so next time I'll figure out what's going on with my keyboard. But I will perform this for you another time. But for now, I think I'll let you guys go, unless you have any other questions about redefining yourself through songwriting. I talked about how, how you want to learn to embrace yourself, you want to get to know yourself, you want to think about what might be holding you back, and then using songwriting, the lyrics of songwriting, to answer your own questions. And also, I think that, and I've talked about, my own process of writing a song. I'm really glad that you asked that question, because that's really important to know how to write a song so that you can use it to help you. But everyone has a different songwriting process. If you're really sincerely interested in writing more and want some help with that, please reach out to me, because I would love to help you. So, all right, well, thank you so much. Go and be a superhero. Don't forget to head over to my website to sign up for the free music every month, and also to check out my merch. I've got a t-shirt right there. I have that in black, and here's the olive one. Boom. It's wrinkly because I never iron anything. But I love them. They're super comfy. In fact, I wish that I didn't have to dress up, but I'm going to really soon, so that I could wear them. They're really, really comfortable. So hope that you could check them out. StephanieMathias.com/store. And again, I'll just see you guys around. I'll see you next week at 1:15, back to our normal time. All right. Bye.